My name is Margaret. I'm 66 years old, and on the morning of my daughter's wedding, a man I trusted pushed me into the trunk of a car. I was holding Emma's veil in my hands. My daughter's veil. The delicate lace I'd saved for months to buy. I was standing in my driveway, ready to be driven to the church, my heart bursting with pride. My baby was getting married. After everything we'd been through, after losing her father, after watching her grieve for years, she was finally happy again. And then Michael's driver grabbed me. Just grabbed me. His hands were rough, urgent. I didn't understand. He whispered in my ear, his voice shaking, "Don't say a word." Before I could scream, before I could resist, he shoved me into the trunk. Into the trunk of the car. Like I was garbage. Like I was nothing. The veil fell from my hands. The trunk slammed shut. Darkness. Complete, suffocating darkness. The engine started. I could feel the vibration beneath me, the car beginning to move. My mind was screaming. What was happening? Why was this happening? Where was he taking me? I thought he was taking me away from my daughter's wedding, but I was wrong. He was taking me away from something much worse. Before I continue, I need you to do something for me. Like this video right now. Subscribe if you love emotional, real-life stories that'll shake you to your core. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from, because you need to hear this. You need to hear what happened next. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my story. I need you to know, some details have been changed, some elements dramatized to protect the people involved. But the message, the truth at the heart of this, that's real. And it's something every parent, every daughter, every person needs to hear. Let me take you back. Back to before that trunk. Back to when I still believed the world made sense. My husband died 7 years ago. Cancer took him fast, too fast. In our last moments together, he made me promise something. He grabbed my hand, looked into my eyes with what little strength he had left, and whispered, "Protect her, Margaret. Protect our Emma. Promise me." I promised. Raising Emma alone nearly broke me. The grief in her eyes every morning. The way she'd set the table for 3 people and then remember. The way her laugh disappeared for years. Years. But then she met Michael. And oh, God, she started smiling again. She started living again. He was charming, successful, attentive. He had money, real money. He treated her like a queen. For the first time since my husband died, I saw light in my daughter's eyes. The wedding was supposed to be the culmination of everything. The moment when I could finally tell my husband's ghost, I did it. I kept her safe. I kept my promise. That morning, I was holding her veil in my hands, running my fingers over the lace, tears in my eyes. This was it. The biggest, most important moment of my life. And then the driver arrived. Too early. He was supposed to pick me up at 9:30. It was barely 8:45. Something was wrong the moment I saw his face. His eyes were wild, scared. He wouldn't look at me directly. His hands were trembling. "We need to go," he said. Just that. No explanation. "But it's too early," I told him. "The wedding's not for hours. Please." His voice cracked. "Please, Mrs. Margaret. You need to trust me." Trust him? I didn't even know him. Michael had hired him just for the wedding. But there was something in his desperation, something that made me walk toward the car. That's when he grabbed me. Suddenly, violently, his hands were on my arms. He spun me around. I tried to scream, but he clamped a hand over my mouth. "I'm sorry," he was saying, over and over. "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." He pushed me toward the trunk. I fought. God, I fought. But he was strong, and I'm 66 years old and my body doesn't work the way it used to. The trunk opened. He shoved me inside. Don't say a word, he hissed. If you love your daughter, don't make a sound. The trunk slammed. The lock clicked. Everything went black. The veil, my daughter's veil. I dropped it on the driveway. I could picture it there, white lace on gray concrete, getting dirty. Just like this day was supposed to be pure, and now it was tainted with this. The car started moving. I was curled in that trunk, my heart hammering so hard I thought it would burst through my ribs. Every bump in the road sent pain shooting through my knees, my back. I couldn't stretch out. Could barely breathe. The air was thick, suffocating. What was happening? Was I being kidnapped? Was this about money? But we didn't have money, Michael had the money, not us. Was this Michael? Did he do this? No. No, that was crazy. Michael loved Emma. He was marrying her. This had to be something else. But then, why? Why? I could hear things. Muffled sounds filtering through from the front seat. A phone ringing. The driver answering, yeah? Then silence. He was listening. Then another voice. Faint, but I could hear it through the phone speaker. Michael's voice. Is it done? Michael asked. My blood turned to ice. She's in the trunk, the driver said, his voice shaking. Good. Keep her there until after the ceremony. Then we'll deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with me. I pressed my hand against my mouth to keep from screaming. The car kept moving. But something was wrong. I knew the route to the church, I'd driven it a dozen times during wedding planning. This wasn't it. We were going the wrong direction. The smooth highway gave way to rough roads. Potholes. I was thrown against the sides of the trunk, banging my shoulders, my head. Each impact sent fresh waves of pain and terror through me. Where was he taking me? The phone rang again. Michael's voice, different this time. Softer. Loving. Baby? Hey, baby. How's the most beautiful bride in the world? Emma. He was talking to Emma. I can't wait to see you, sweetheart. I'm just taking care of some last-minute details. Yeah, everything's perfect. Today's going to be perfect. I love you so much. See you at the altar. He hung up. 10 seconds of silence. Then the phone rang again. Yeah? The driver answered. Where is she? Michael's voice, cold now. Completely different. The warmth had vanished like it was never there. Almost there. Good. After the wedding, we stick to the timeline. 12 months, just like we planned. Then the accident. It has to look natural. Accident. 12 months. My mind was reeling. What timeline? What accident? And then it hit me. He was talking about Emma. Michael was planning something for Emma. Something in 12 months. Something that would look like an accident. I was going to vomit. I was going to die right there in that trunk. The car stopped. I held my breath. The engine cut off. Footsteps on gravel. Then, the trunk opened. Just a crack. The driver's face appeared, barely visible in the dim light. Look, he whispered urgently. You need to see this. Just look and stay quiet. Through the small opening, I could see we were in front of a house. A small, modest house in a neighborhood I didn't recognize. The front door opened. Michael stepped out. My future son-in-law. In casual clothes, looking relaxed. And then a woman appeared in the doorway. Young, pretty, holding a dish towel. A child, a little boy, maybe 4 years old, came running out. Daddy, the child screamed. Daddy. Michael scooped the boy up, spinning him around. The boy giggled. Michael kissed the top of his head. The woman walked up to him. She didn't look happy. "We need to talk," she said, her voice carrying across the yard. "Not now," Michael replied. "Yes, now. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep." "I said not now." He snapped at her, then softened when the boy looked scared. "Go inside, buddy. Daddy needs to talk to Mommy." The boy ran inside. Michael and the woman stood there, arguing in harsh whispers. I couldn't hear everything, but I caught fragments. "Your other wedding. The money from her family. 1 year, then we're done. Your son needs his father." The driver closed the trunk, gently. Darkness again. But now I understood. Michael had another family. A wife. A son. He was marrying Emma for her money, for the life insurance policy my husband had left her, for the inheritance, for everything. 1 year. Then an accident. The car started moving again. I was shaking so violently I thought my bones would shatter. Every part of me was screaming, raging, burning with a fury I'd never felt before. That monster. That lying, manipulative monster was going to marry my daughter. Was going to take her money. Was going to kill her. And I was locked in a trunk. We drove for maybe 20 minutes. Then the car stopped again. This time, the trunk opened fully. The driver stood there, looking down at me with tears streaming down his face. "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm so sorry." He threatened my family. He said if I didn't help him, he'd. I didn't know what to do. "But I can't let him hurt your daughter. I can't." He helped me out. My legs nearly gave way when I tried to stand. We were in a parking lot. Some kind of office building. "There's more," he said, pulling out his phone. "You need to see this." He showed me text messages. Contracts. Documents. A life insurance policy on Emma, $5 million. An email chain with someone whose name was blacked out, make it look like an accident. 12 months after marriage. Widow benefits plus inheritance. And then. God help me. There was another document. A contract with my name on it. Elimination of potential interference, Margaret, last name. Timeline, wedding day. Method, traffic accident. Payout, $50,000. He wasn't just planning to kill Emma eventually. He was planning to kill me. Today. That's why the driver grabbed me. That's why he put me in the trunk. He was supposed to drive me somewhere and stage an accident. Make it look like I'd died on the way to the wedding. Tragic. Terrible timing. But just an accident. And with me gone, there'd be no one to protect Emma. No one to question. No one to notice when, 12 months from now, she had her own accident. "What do we do?" I whispered. My voice didn't sound like mine. It sounded like something broken, something made of rage and terror and grief all mixed together. "We stop him," the driver said. "But we need proof. Real proof. And we need witnesses." He made a call. "I don't know who to, a lawyer," he said. Someone who'd been helping him gather evidence against Michael for weeks. The driver's sister, it turned out, was Michael's real wife. She'd tried to warn Emma months ago. Sent anonymous letters. Made phone calls. But Michael found out. Threatened her. Threatened her son. So the driver had been collecting evidence. Waiting for the right moment. And when Michael ordered him to kill me, he knew the moment had come. We had less than 2 hours before the wedding. The lawyer met us. Brought copies of everything, the contracts, the life insurance fraud, the evidence of Michael's other marriage, the threatening messages. We called the police. And then. God, this was the hardest part. Then we had to go to the church. I walked into that church and my heart broke into 1,000 pieces. Emma was there, in the bridal suite. Her dress was perfect. Her makeup was flawless. Her eyes were shining. When she saw me, she ran over. "Mom. Where have you been? I was so worried. Are you okay? You look." I hugged her. Held her so tight. "Baby," I whispered. "Baby, I need you to trust me." "What's wrong?" Her smile faded. "Mom, what's happened? I need you to come with me. Right now. Before the ceremony." "What?" "No, I can't, Mom, the wedding starts in 30 minutes. "Emma." I pulled back, looked into her eyes. "I need you to trust me. The way I trusted your father. Please." Something in my voice must have reached her. The terror. The absolute certainty. She nodded. We gathered in a private room. Emma, me, the lawyer, the police. And then we brought in Michael's real wife. And his son. Emma's face when she saw them. I'll never forget it. The confusion. Then the slow, horrible dawning of understanding. The little boy looked up at Emma and said, innocently, "Are you Daddy's other friend?" Emma's legs gave out. She sat down hard on a chair. Michael's wife started talking. Told her everything. The lies, the manipulation, the plan. The lawyer showed her the documents. The police showed her the contract with my name on it. The plan to kill me. Today. Emma couldn't speak. She just stared at the papers like they were written in a language she couldn't understand. He loves me," she finally whispered. "He said he loves me." "He loves your money," I said, and I hated how harsh my voice sounded, but she needed to hear it. "He was going to marry you, take everything, and then kill you. Just like he was going to kill me today." The church was full. 300 people waiting. Michael was at the altar, smiling, confident. The police walked in first. Walked right down that aisle. Then Emma appeared at the back of the church, still in her wedding dress. I watched Michael's face. Watched the confusion. Then the fear. Emma walked down that aisle, every eye on her. She stopped right in front of him. "I trusted you," she said. Her voice echoed in the silent church. "I loved you." "Baby, what?" "Don't." Her voice broke. "Don't call me that. Don't ever call me that again." The police arrested him right there. Read him his rights while 300 people watched in stunned silence. Fraud. Conspiracy to commit murder. Attempted murder. As they led him away in handcuffs, he looked back at Emma one last time. She didn't look away. She stared right at him, tears streaming down her face, and said, "My mother saved my life today. And you will never hurt anyone I love ever again." The church emptied out. Guests left in shocked whispers. Emma collapsed in my arms, her wedding dress pooling around us like a white ocean. "I'm sorry," I kept saying. "I'm so sorry I had to ruin your wedding day." "You didn't ruin it," she sobbed. "You saved it. You saved me." We sat there on the floor of that empty church for an hour. Just holding each other. Eventually, she looked up at me. "The trunk," she said. "You were in a trunk." "I was in a trunk," I confirmed. "He tried to have you killed." "He did." She was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, "Dad would be so proud of you." And that's when I finally let myself cry. Really cry. Because I'd kept my promise. I'd protected her. It's been 6 months now. Michael's in prison, awaiting trial. The evidence was overwhelming. His real wife divorced him. She's rebuilding her life, and we've stayed in touch. Our family's bound together by the worst and best of what humans can do to each other. Emma's in therapy. She's healing. Slowly. Some days are harder than others. Some days she can't believe she almost married a man who wanted her dead. Some days she blames herself for not seeing the signs. But she's strong. Stronger than she knows. And me? I still have nightmares about that trunk. About the darkness. About the sound of the engine starting, not knowing where I was going or if I'd ever see my daughter again. But I also think about the driver who chose to do the right thing, even when it put his own family at risk. I think about how evil can look like love. How monsters can smile and charm and make you feel safe right up until the moment they destroy you. And I think about my husband's last words, protect her. I did, my love. Even from the trunk of a car, even when I thought I was going to die, I protected her. That morning, I thought a man I trusted was taking me away from my daughter's wedding. But he wasn't. He was taking me toward the truth. Toward saving her life. Sometimes the worst moments of our lives are actually the moments we're being saved. We just can't see it yet in the darkness. If this story moved you, if it made you think about trust and protection and the lengths we go to for the people we love, share it. Someone needs to hear this. And tell me in the comments, have you ever had to make an impossible choice to protect someone you love? I read every comment. Your stories matter. My name is Margaret. I'm 66 years old. And I survived the trunk.